Loudest sounds on Earth.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Talltanic. I'm your host, Alexa. For some reference in today's video, the average conversation is only 60 decibels. On the other end of the scale, 150 decibels is enough to rupture the eardrum. We'll talk about these more on later in the video. Before we get into today's video, let me know in the comments down below, what was the loudest concert you've ever been to? And if you're new to Talltanic, make sure that you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss our brand new content.
American alligator, 90 decibels. This hefty reptile likes to throw his weight around, but it's not only physically that he dominates the swamp. The American alligator puts out sound levels of 90 decibels, called bellows. It's a combination of low frequency but high-pitched sounds. The sound can be made above or below the water for defense or to attract potential mates as it communicates the size of the beast. Think of it as a calling card. Traveling at the speed of, sound. Sound travels at different speeds through different mediums, so depending on what you're listening through will determine how fast you get the message. Sound travels 4.3 times faster through water than air and is even faster through steel. The coqui frog, 100 decibels. This tiny frog is causing sleepless nights for many people. The coqui frog is minute and originally from Puerto Rico, but it's spread to California and Hawaii more recently. So how is such a tiny creature keeping people up at night? Well, the coqui makes sounds up to 100 decibels. That's nearly enough to burst an eardrum. Three-wattled bellbird, 100 decibels. This handsome bird is a real talker, and we're talking 100 decibels of expressing what's on its mind. The three-wattled bellbird is native to Central America, and during mating season, the males really turn it up in order to attract a female. Hyenas, 112 decibels. Hyenas are powerful scavengers able to force lions from their kill, and to add insult to injury to the already dejected lions, they are known for their unique laugh-like call to invite pack members to join in the spoils, or if they need to back up during an attack. Their laugh is no smug giggle and can reach up to 112 decibels, loud enough to put most people off their meal. Hippos, 114 decibels. Hippopotamuses kill more animals than any other animal in Africa, and although they don't have the most athletic physique, they can reach speeds of 20 kilometers an hour. Plus, they have some pipes on them, producing grunts and groans of 114 decibels when showing dominance or feeling threatened. Lions, 114 decibels. Even though I am sure your domestic cat makes sure its needs are heard, the lion is the loudest of the cat family. They use their roar to warn invaders, call their pride, and mark their territory. The roars of a lion carry for miles in the right conditions and reach 114 decibels. Crybaby.
It's no wonder it's impossible to ignore a crying baby. Their cries are 115 decibels. That's louder than a lion.
Rock concert, 130 decibels. Rock concerts can wreak havoc on your hearing. More recently, concert promoters and bands have joined in educating audiences of the permanent damage that can come from such prolonged exposure to noise. AC/DC had a particular obsession with volume, with regular volume for shows capping 130 decibels, a sound that would be heard right across town. The Guinness World Records have actually canceled the category of loudest band ever out of concern for the damage it might do to concertgoers. Music to my ears. But who do you think the loudest band in the world would be? The answer is divided and has changed over time. Loudness equals greatness is usually associated with a successful rock concert, and during the 60s, Led Zeppelin was considered the loudest. Deep Purple was mentioned in the Guinness Book of Records during the 70s as the loudest band ever at 117 decibels, but they were surpassed by The Who with 126 decibels. Manowar achieved 129, and they surpassed that too, but as mentioned, that record is no longer valid due to the damage caused to people's ears. Kiss achieved 136 in 2009 at a concert in Ottawa, and they were told to turn the volume down. Kakapo, 132 decibels. You might not have heard of this bird, but if it was within a 4-mile radius, you'd certainly hear it. The kakapo has so many noteworthy qualities. It's a nocturnal, flightless bird that can live up to 90 years. It's part of the parrot family and shares the title of the loudest bird on the planet with the Moluccan cockatoo, producing calls of 132 decibels. Howler monkey, 140 decibels. The howler monkey has the loudest sound of all land animals in the world. This amazing monkey inhabits the forest of Central and South America. At peak, the monkey can produce sounds that reach 140 decibels and can be heard from a distance of 3 miles. That's about 5 kilometers. Howler monkeys live in a group of between 6 to 15 members. They howl as a means of communication, especially when calling their young ones or a dangerous predator is spotted. Fireworks, 150 decibels. Luckily, we don't get too close to fireworks because they have an ear-piercing volume at close range. The decibel levels top a staggering 150 decibels. At close range, that would rupture an eardrum. Gunshots, 150 decibels. It's no joke that safety gear is a must when using firearms, and we don't just mean vests. Earplugs are essential to prevent injury to your ears while firing a gun. The lowest level of gunshot still measures 150 decibels, and that is the lower end of the bullet range. NHRA dragsters, 155 decibels. Few people have the opportunity to get so close to the raceway that they will experience this, but if you ever get near a dragster as the engine fires up and screeches down the runway, you will feel the effect more than just hear it.
The decibel range of 155 to 160 is not only enough to damage your eardrums, but it'll make it difficult to swallow and cause vibrations in your eyes.
Turn up the volume. In 1883, a sound rung out at levels that recorded history had never experienced. From Indonesia all the way to Australia, the resounding blast originated from the island of Krakatoa and was heard clearly 5,000 kilometers away in 50 different geological locations around the world. People within a 50-kilometer radius experienced shattered eardrums. It was the sound of a volcanic eruption, the scale of which is almost unfathomable. It sent shockwaves 10,000 times that of the hydrogen bomb. The blue whale, 188 decibels. The blue whale's song travels for miles in the furthest corners of the globe, sending out calls to find a mate. The repetitive low-frequency rumble can be as loud as 188 decibels, which are heard hundreds of miles underwater. These chart-topping sounds make the whale the loudest and largest animal on Earth. NASA's Saturn V rocket, 204 decibels. It's not often you get to see a rocket launch, but if you do, it's best to observe it from a minimum of a kilometer away. The rocket engines required to lift a spaceship off the ground and thrust it into orbit are immense and emit an ear-piercing 204 decibels of noise. Bombs, 210 to 280 decibels. Even at a safe-ish distance of 250 feet or 76 meters away from the impact zone of a 1-ton bomb, it would still be 210 decibels loud. Remember how your eardrums rupture at 150? Well, your eardrums would be the least of your worries, as this level of noise creates vibrations that will literally shake you apart. Atomic bombs explode at 280 decibels. Now that is a big bang. 5.0 Richter earthquake, 235 decibels. Earthquakes are dangerous, but mostly we think that falling objects or the ground cracking open and swallowing us up are the greatest threats.
But actually, if you found yourself in the epicenter of a 5.0 earthquake, your biggest threat would be the sounds and vibrations, reaching levels of 235 decibels.
Shockwaves, 270 decibels. Recently, scientists at the SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory made a sonic siren that created the loudest sound ever recorded underwater. The sound is on a completely different level to anything on Earth that we know of. They used a series of X-rays firing in short bursts at microjets of water, creating sound pressure caused by shockwaves that formed when the X-rays struck and vaporized the water jets. The phenomenon was named shockwave train. Tunguska meteor, more than 300 decibels. Near the Tunguska River in Russia at 7:40 a.m. on June 30, 1908, the air cracked with the loudest single event in recorded history. A meteoroid, or comet fragment, that entered the Earth's atmosphere, and the noise was caused by the resulting airburst of the fragment at an altitude of 5 to 10 kilometers above Earth's surface. From the resulting damage, scientists estimated the sound to be 300 to 315 decibels loud. Quiet, please. Imagine a place so quiet that you can hear your internal organs. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group of scientists at the Orfield Labs have developed just that, the world's quietest room. The rooms are kitted out with sound-absorbent walls, making the room measure below human hearing. Sounds soothing, right? But it's not. No one has been able to stand more than 45 minutes in the room, and many people have begun hallucinating while subjected to that level of silence.
Alright, those are some of the loudest things in the world, but we still have the loudest left to go. Before we get there, what was the loudest concert you've ever been to? Mine was definitely Adam Lambert with Queen, but I want to hear yours in the comments down below.
1. Let's get loud. We've covered the loudest sounds on Earth, but if we broaden the scope to the loudest sound in the universe, it would be the noise emanating from black hole mergers. Black holes don't emit normal sound waves, but rather gravitational waves, and if you convert that to sound, it would be roughly 520 decibels. This might not seem like a giant leap from the 5.0 Richter earthquake, but remember, the decibel scales are logarithmic, so every increase by 10 is a factor of 10 in volume. So 1 small decibel for man, 1 giant leap in decibels for mankind. Or something like that.